All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat today, man. Welcome to Culture Awareness Podcast. And first of all, I'd like to say, God bless you all, man. And whatever you are going through in life, stay strong, my brother. You know, it's not the end and there are good things to come. I hope you hear my message, man. Keep praying, find a skill job to do, and soon you will be on your way of success, man. That being said, let's get right into it, man. Today is a very, very interesting story, right? Because I personally didn't think it existed until I came upon this research, and I was like, whoa, like I didn't know this. I didn't know that such a thing could actually happen in modern day, right? Because I always thought it was something of the past. So what is it that I'm talking about? Well, what should we start with? Story of the day or go straight? Yeah, let's go ahead with story of the day. So this guy is writing us, man. When I saw the story, I personally wanted to go ahead and put my organs in it. Like in French, they say ne mets pas les organes, like, you know, meaning like don't take it personal. But like I almost took it personal. So this is what happened. Well, he's writing the story like this, right? So he met this girl on Facebook or on social media, and they were kicking, talking, or whatever. He didn't know who the girl was. And, you know, they were talking and everything. And so he had planned, his mom said that they were going to go see his aunt. We live in a different city. So he was like happy. And the girl happened to live in that city. So he was like, oh, yeah, I'll be in your city or whatever. And, you know, he goes to meet his aunt, and when he get there, he see the girl, and his mom said, this is your cousin such and such, you know, your cousin XYZ. And he was like, what? You know, but they have been talking a little bit or whatever. So you know, they have been talking a little bit, and the dude now, they kept talking even though they were just told that they are first cousin, right? So the girl is his mom niece, right? She's the daughter to her little sister, so that is his cousin, first cousin, blood related first cousin. And the dude, after they found that out, it didn't stop them there, right? So he kept talking with the girl and ended up sleeping with her. Yeah, you heard that right. He ended up sleeping with his own first cousin after. So he knew clearly this is his first cousin, yet it didn't stop them from looking at each other in that way still. And they slept together. And he's writing, asking what he should do and how should he go about letting his parent know, because of the girl is pregnant apparently. So not only you sleeping with your first cousin, but also you have your unprotected relationship. I mean, I'm nobody to judge. I'm just out here relating story, man. But I'm just also pointing out facts. So you sleeping with your first cousin and she gets pregnant. Now you're writing to ask how you should go ahead and proceed about it. So now we have to go ahead and start debating about mostly myself, of course, and I know that everyone out there is entitled to their own opinion. And at the end of me talking, I will point out some facts that actually happen here in the US and in the UK and in some community around the world, right? Because why? We are cultural awareness. We bring it live to you, man. We'll bring it raw to you, and we bring the truth. So that is something, at least in a cultural standpoint. So that is something that we are going to go ahead and talk about. So now I will take it first in my culture, which is pretty much what this culture, this guy is coming from, right? Not necessarily my culture, but in Cameroon in general, it's like we have this Bantu tradition, cultural thing that goes all the way to like Senegal, Angola, Nigeria, Niger, you know, Chad, you know, Benin. So it's pretty much like the Bantu is mostly like around West Africa type-ish, you know. So let me debate it, like before you start judging, let me debate it on a standpoint of Bantu tradition and where we come from, right? Which, like, when I say we, I come from that culture. I mean, you can tell by the flavor and the accent. You know what I mean? You know. So this is what is going to happen in Africa, mostly in the Bantu tradition, or should I say in our culture, where I know exactly where this boy come from, right? This man, I shouldn't say boy. So I forgot to specify one thing. He is 19 and his cousin is 21. So the girl is 21 and he is 19. And, you know, like you guys, like I already said, they ended up sleeping together and having sex, even though they knew they were first cousin. I know it was for a brief period of time that they found that out. But I think when he moved to that city to see the girl and it happened to be his cousin, they already had probably their mindset of what they were going to do, right? Because they were talking on social media and all that. And so, you know, they already had their mindset. So, to me, based on my culture, this dude should be whipped publicly because we are again in sexual relationship. You will be. So I'm talking here strictly traditionally in a Bantu culture. So in the tribe where he come from, this is what they will do to him traditionally. Like, not just to him, to both of them, right? So number one, they will take them and say that whatever you guys did in the dark will be done again in the light, publicly. Because there are some ritual now that have to take place to take away the curse that is going to happen. Because in Africa, like it's believed, whenever you have sex with your first cousin, there's a curse that come apparently with it, you know. So they have to find a way to remove that curse. But for, you know, like they say that the first step to admit that there's a problem is the first step to resolving a problem is to admit that there's a problem in the first place. So they have to do it again publicly, and they will be whipped. Number one, they will go around the whole village naked, right? It's called public, I don't know if you say Ashemshet, man, college, man, do you say, yeah, so they should be ashamed publicly. That is the number one thing. They will be ashamed publicly, where they will walk around the whole village naked and everyone will know what they did. It will be written somewhere on the paper and put it on their chest like, this is what they did, you know. And this number one is meant to discourage anyone else in the village or in the city from doing it, right? Like that is why they put it publicly. We want to discourage everyone from ever repeating the same action again, and from their action other people can learn. That is number one. Number two, again, like I said, they will be whipped publicly. Number three is they will be taken to, you know, we have rivers, like they will be taken to river to do the cleansing, like the spiritual cleansing and that. I cannot really talk about all these mysterious things that they will do, because that is what they do in that tribe. You know, my tribe, I guess my tribe kind of do it the same, but they proceed a little bit differently. So they will go there in that river and do like some mysterious cleansing on them and ask for forgiveness from their ancestor and all that type of thing. And may I remind you, we are in cultural awareness. Like, for example, in my tribe, at least my mom's side, is the only tribe around the world where they could, one of the few tribes around the whole Africa where they could retrace kings from like 15,000 years ago. Right? So it's amazing, because in my culture, when a person dies, like he had a big family or whatever, after like 15, 20 years, they go back, unbury it, and remove the skull. And they go and bury the skull, you know, with the name next to the other ancestor skull, and say like, for example, we can say this is king name, but he gave birth to king such and such, and king such and such. Like that is how we can retrace it. We can retrace all of, like, you can go there, you will see a lot of like the, you know, sculpt a line like this was did he give birth to this, you know. That's how they are able to retrace it. And they also, you know, often, you know, talk to, I guess, the spirit right there around there. So that was just a side note as to what is going on. So as to my tribe, so they also practice it, and they will have to go there and ask for forgiveness in front of the ancestor. There are some ritual that will take place and everything to cleansing, and then that will be it, and then they will all go each their separate ways, right? So that is what is going to happen in the standpoint of tradition. But like, why is it that we forbid it? Is because we realize that a lot of disease used to come from those incestuous relationship, right? So a lot of genetic disease used to happen. So it was forbidden that they should marry. And you, like, for example, let me take it in Cameroon. In Cameroon, there are some tribes where no one within the tribe is allowed to marry. When they want to marry, they go outside of the tribe to marry. Why? Because they believe that their whole tribes are all blood related, right? Because of what happens in the past, right? And a lot of people were dying when they were marrying from the same tribe, and a lot of disease used to happen on the standpoint of genetics. So from that tribe forbid, like, whenever you want to get married, they ask you, like, where are you going to get married with? That person have to come from another tribe, or I don't know, be Western or whatever, but they cannot marry within the tribe because they are all related, blood related, right? So that is in the standpoint of tradition. Now, you guys can leave me your opinion, your comment, and tell me whether you think this is right or this is wrong. And like, can first cousin have relationship, sexual relationship? First cousin. That is number one. Number two is this. What do you think about it, man? Like, what is your opinion? Like, again, we are not here to judge. What is your opinion? What do you think should happen in these circumstances? Now, most black family, I know, like, they do not tolerate or accept incestuous relationships. Like, I didn't say all, I said most. Now, let's come back here in the U.S. This is something that is fascinating that I didn't know. Like, I was shocked this morning because when I heard this happen, and for us it's so outrageous that, man, how did he have the courage, the heart? You are 19. It's not like you guys were maybe 5 years old, 6-year-old, 8-year-old, maybe 10, and you guys didn't know any better. Maybe you saw some things on TV and you try to practice. Like, no, these people are mature, grown people, right? You're 19, you are mature. You're 21 for the girl, you are mature. Now, fuwu, I will let them debate that, right? Like, I don't know, did the boy fool the girl? He's 19, she's 21. Like, fuwu. So I guess this was really a consensual relationship. But now, coming here in the US, there's this. In Alabama, for example, I didn't know first cousin marriage is legal. Like, literally legal, man. Like, first cousin, oh my God. And this is crazy, right? I mean, I'm nobody to judge. Like, remember, I just talk about culture to show that we all have cultural differences and we should all accept each other the way we are, right? Because our culture is shaped by the environment that we live in, right? And like Simon Freud said, you are the product of your environment. So in Alabama, first cousin marriage is legal. In California as well, in Colorado as well, in Connecticut it is, in the District of Columbia, Florida, Georgia, and Hawaii as well. First cousin marriage is real. And I also saw that in Maryland, Massachusetts is real. New Jersey, New Mexico, New York is, oh my God, what? Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and South Carolina. Actually South Carolina, I'm a little bit shocked because, okay, first cousin is real there. It's Tennessee. Did you ever told a girl you are the only Tennessee? But anyway, that was a side joke. So in Vermont it's legal. In Virginia it's legal. Wow. I actually did not know this, right? And I've been talking about culture all around the world, and I didn't know right in my backyard here in the US. There is also, there are also interesting facts to find out. Now, let's go a little bit international. In the UK, for example, it's also legal for first cousin to marry, and they say it's like usually around 25% of the first marriage cousin happen within like the white ethnicity, and they quoted like the Beatles 2009, something like that. So, uh, as you see, for something that we thought for us, most Africa, that is outrageous, well, it's completely legal around the world, right? So we have to accept each other as the way it is, and accept people with their culture, because there's no culture that is above another culture, right? Because there's always going to be cultural differences. That is why we are human. That is what makes us different. Like, you cannot live with somebody that is like you. That is damn near impossible, right? There's always some certain type of quality you find in another person. Why? Because of the way they were raised, because of their culture, right? So that is something that I just wanted to point out. But I see that in Pakistani, Bangladesh, and some Middle Eastern origin, they also practice first cousin marriage. And to me, this is amazing in terms of finding out, because I actually didn't know. I did not know that first cousin marriage was taking place like this around the world, and even here in the US. So now, hopefully, most people can understand why. Can if African are able to understand that, well, those cultures, they marry within first cousins, something that we don't do, then we should also understand why African have polygamy, right? Which is the choice of having as many wives as you can, as long as you can take care of them financially, right? Because I heard some people say that is barbarian, and I was like, no, it's not barbarian, because you got people out here marrying their first cousin, so we don't think it's barbarian, and we do not judge, right? That is what they do in their culture. Maybe they have some specific reason for it, and one of the most common reason for doing it is something called a consanguineous relationship, or consanguineous marriage, which literally means like blood related marriage, meaning they don't want the outside blood in, right? They want to know that if somebody has to inherit something like that, the genetic would carry on. Like, that is one of the main reasons why you see some people having those consanguineous relationship, right? Consanguineous again means blood related, right? So, and maybe they just don't want to lose their genetic, and maybe they want to keep the same, I guess, fresh genetic from their ancestor. That is all cool. That is what they do. Where, for example, I come from, you do not do that. You do not go ahead and marry within the bloodline, right? Matter of fact, when you want to marry, you go far, far away. You can marry maybe somebody from the same tribe, but, because you guys are not, there's no first cousin. Like, there's no first cousin marriage allowed. So, guys, I know I have talked a lot, I have said a lot, and again, you are on cultural awareness, man. This is where we bring it at, we talk about cultural shock, right? Things that happen around culture, and that we should all accept people the way they are, right? Just because it's the way it is, right? We are the product of our environment. So please, guys, feel free to DM me on Instagram, which is Steph77, Beast, like a beast, Steph, STEPH 77 on IG. And please, when you email, reach out, leave your story, and I will bring it on here. And be ready, should I say, because we soon are putting together. It's costing a lot of money, but we will be going live, right? We will be having those live shows like the Kevin Samuel, like the people on IG, and we will be having guests. And, please stay tuned to that, because it's going to be some big and major. And I would really love to be able to see some of my fans face to face, right? Because I know, well, I'm just the face behind, I'm just the face behind the mic right now, right? So it would be good to see some live people intervene live and give their opinion. Let's make this show number one in 2022, man. That is the goal. Let's go real. Let's go big, man. If you they always say that you should try to reach for the star, like that. Even if you fail, at least you landed on the moon. That is what we are trying to do here, man. Let's Be real, let's keep up. So as you see, my podcast is now going out every week, and soon I might be having 2 episodes a week. But for now, we are still doing one a week, right? And we right now we are really going for consistency. So please feel free to reach out on BSteph77, comment on Facebook, on we are on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcast, Google Podcast, pretty much every single platform out there that you can think of. I am on it. So please feel free to go ahead and reach out, leave your comment, man. Thank you again. God bless. Work hard, develop a skill. And speaking of developing a skill, there's something that I found where, literally within like 6 months, you could be making a 6-figure earning, so keep in mind I will be talking about it because I talk about everything, right? It's not just about culture all the time. Sometimes it's also about making that bread, man, and you never know. And I discovered some industry where industry, yeah, do you say industry? Yeah, in the industry, yeah, man, this accent. So in the industry, I discovered some things where you can literally be making 6-figure a year. Trust me, it's not making podcasts, man. Podcast is not paying me nothing, man. So, but there are some skill job out there. If you earn the skill, you take 6 months to study. Trust me on that, because I did it, and you will be literally making 6-figure a year. So that being said, God bless. Have a great day and peace. Big Steph.